To my dear friend who lives in the world beside mine, I am writing to you with a steady mind and an open heart. I will skip the setup and speak to you as I would to an old friend. Our hours do not end in sleep, so I am sending these words during a calm phase rather than a night. You might find that simple fact strange, yet it is my ordinary life. I grew up in a city that never planned for bedrooms, and I learned early that rest can be done without closing the eyes. We rest, but we do not sleep, and our bodies repair themselves while we stay awake. Our minds learn, even when our eyes look at the street, or a book, or a face. You might ask how that can be safe, and I will answer with care. Our bodies run on slow tides that move attention and energy through each day. We each have a pattern of high clarity, simple focus and soft focus, and the pattern is steady. During high clarity, we make hard choices and heavy calculations. During simple focus, we keep routines and care for others. During soft focus, we drift across small tasks and simple joys. These phases are not sleep, and they do not take control from us. They arrive like weather inside the body, and we plan life around them. My city helps us plan with light that is gentle and precise. Street lamps shift their color through the day to match our phases. In the early hours, the light is warm and low to support soft focus. Then it brightens to a clear tone for high clarity work. Later it fades to a cool calm to let us return to simple focus and conversation. We call the quiet routes blue quiet corridors, and they run past schools and clinics and small gardens. They are not dark, and they are not loud, and many people choose them for walks during soft focus. Most homes have privacy pods instead of beds, and a pod is a narrow room with a door and a gentle fan. You sit or lie in the pod for 10 or 20 minutes when you need a deeper rest. You come out with your shoulders loose and your eyes clear. My father runs a repair shop for pods, and he calls them the most democratic machines. He says the pod gives back minutes to anyone who needs them. Schools work across the full day, so every student has a fitting schedule. Some children learn best at dawn, and others learn best at noon or in the late evening. Teachers sign up for the phase where they bring their best attention. I had maths at what you would call 2 in the morning, and I loved the hush of the halls. The hallways were never sleepy, yet they were calm and careful. Our transit lines follow a 6-shift map that splits the day into even parts. Every route runs on all 6 shifts, and every shift lasts 4 hours. People choose 2 or 3 shifts for work, and 1 shift for service. The service shift is for art classes, garden work, or care for elders, and everyone gives it. Our law expects fairness in attention, and that idea sounds plain, yet it is a real field. A contract is only valid if both people are inside their clear window. Every clinic can certify a clear window with a simple test that takes 1 minute. We do not accept decisions made in soft focus when they change a life. A court meets only in clear windows, and a jury rests in privacy pods each hour. There is no drunk driving, and there is no drowsy driving, but there is fog driving. Fog driving means you ignored your soft focus, and you forced your brain to act like a bright lamp. The fine is steep, because the risk is real. Our doctors warn against over-focus injuries, which come from long bursts of hard attention without a break. Your world worries about burnout from long nights, and we worry about the same fire for a different reason. We burn if we treat clarity as a wall we can lean on forever. So we take attentional leave and we change roles for a week or a month to cool the circuits. Many companies print a small map on your badge that shows your preferred pattern. The map keeps meetings short and places them in a good window. You might think commerce would run without pause, but that is not what happened. Our markets run all day, yet we still have peaks and valleys because attention has a price. Musicians book 2 hours during clear windows because listening is sharper then. Cafes get busy during soft focus and serve mild drinks and gentle flavors. Libraries design aisles for slow wandering with little signs that do not shout. We use simple words on signs because complex words make the mind work harder than needed. I work as a city planner for a small district by the river. My team arranges light, noise, and traffic with the same care others give to water and power. We plan for people who never sleep, which means we never have a single nightly reset. Trash does not wait for a morning pickup, so we shift small collections through all 6 shifts. If you walk the river at what you call midnight, you will meet crews who tune the sound of bridges. They check for loose panels and they fill small gaps so a wheel makes a smooth note. They are proud of the quiet work that no one claps for. Our festivals do not end with fireworks that tell people to go home and sleep. They taper down to a calm zone where children paint on paper and adults share fruit and tea. We value a slow landing because we do not have a night to force the landing for us. Parents do not say bedtime because there is no bedtime. We say reverie time, which means a guided rest where a parent tells a simple story. The story is not a dream, yet it makes a calm picture for the mind to hold. My mother told reveries about a safe lake and the sound of water against wood. I can still recall the clean feel of those words and the way my breath slowed. You may be surprised to hear that we do not have dreams. We do not lose control for hours, and we do not wake up with strange images. Many people here think that is a gain, but I am not always sure. I have listened to your reports from the world with dreams, and they move me. You speak about fear that teaches, and about stories that arrive without invitation. You speak about a kind of art the brain makes on its own. We do not have that art, and some of us feel the absence. We do not hide this feeling, but we try not to chase danger. A small group once sold a ritual that claimed to make a dream, and the city banned it. The ban is not about control for its own sake. The ban exists because people hurt themselves when they try to mimic a system they never had. I will tell you a simple story about that lesson. A young engineer visited my office and asked for a permit for a quiet chamber. He wanted to test a pressure pattern and a sound pattern that he said would make a short downstate. He did not use that word lightly, and I did not either. A downstate is a rare event in our world where the mind slips into a blankness that is not safe. It is not like your sleep, and it is not like our normal rest. The engineer looked steady and kind, and he said he wanted to feel what you feel. He said he always felt close to a river, but never in it. I asked him to wait 1 week, and we met each night to walk the river and talk. We planned an experiment that would not harm him and would not break the law. We wrote down the goal in clear words and in short lines. The goal was to learn about inner images without losing control. We used our legal guided reverie, and we added sound cues that followed his phases. He did not lie down, and he did not close his eyes for hours. He sat in a pod for 10 minutes and held a steady breath. He told me later that he saw not a dream but a very simple picture. He saw a blue cup with a crack and a thin stream of light across a table. He laughed because it was plain and small, and he cried because it was new. He said the picture stayed clear for a full minute and then faded like chalk in rain. It was not a dream, and yet it mattered to him. After that, he did not chase the chamber permit. He started a class for guided reverie with sound cues for adults who feel the same absence. The class is gentle and safe, and it has a waiting list. I went to the class last month during my soft focus. The leader asked us to think of a safe object from childhood and to name it in one word. I chose lantern, and I held the word in my hands. My mind built a clear picture and let it rest for a long span. I did not dream, yet I learned that I can hold a picture like a small flame without smoke. I share this to show you that we keep learning ways to rest with care. We are not against mystery, and we are not against emotion. We are against harm that comes from forcing a mind to do what it was not built to do. I want to tell you more about our daily life, because details reveal a world. We eat 6 small meals rather than 3 large ones. Our kitchens are always open and never rushed. Children learn early to read their phases and ask for food that fits the phase. A soft focus meal has slow sugars and warm soups. A clear window meal has clean protein and bright greens. Some streets play low music at set hours to cue cooking rhythms. Our sports leagues run all day, and teams choose their preferred shifts. The best teams do not always choose the same shift, which keeps brackets fresh. Night games still exist, but the word night means a time with less traffic and a cooler sky. We have art shows called nocturne, and the word means a slow pace with careful sound. People walk through a painted tunnel with small lights set at ankle height. The air moves like a breath, and the music is soft and clear. The show starts and ends many times because there is no single closing hour. Our police learn de-escalation for people in soft focus. They keep voices low and choose simple words and short steps. They carry cards that explain rights in plain language and in short lines. Courts can dismiss a case if an officer used complex speech at the wrong phase. We do not prize speed over care, because we do not have an outside force that ends the day. We must mark our own end of task with intention and with ritual. Many people keep a small notebook and write the last action of a shift. They draw a small square and shade it when the action is done. The square marks a boundary in the mind. Without sleep, we must build our own walls and doors. Some friends in your world asked me how love works without shared nights. I smiled when I read that, because love works with shared attention. Lovers here trade shifts so that both enjoy clear windows together. They take walks in the blue quiet and learn each other with patience. They plan a weekly soft focus, where they make soup and cook slowly. They protect each other from overfocus by taking away work when the other forgets to rest. Parents in our world do not watch a child sleep, yet they watch a child rest. Reverie time is not a command but an invitation. A child picks a card that reads lake, forest or mountain, and a parent tells a simple path with that word. The child breathes slowly and holds the picture. After 10 minutes, the child opens their eyes and chooses to draw or sit with a pet. I am not romantic about our world, and I admit our faults. We have people who overwork and call it strength. We have leaders who schedule meetings across the full day and ignore staff patterns. We have artists who flood a district with noise and call it a gift. We make mistakes, and we repair them with policy and with patience. You may ask what we think of your sleep, and I will answer with respect. At first, many of us feared it because it looked like a risk without a guard. Then we learned that it can heal and teach in ways we do not have. We listen to your stories about dreams that solve problems. We listen to your stories about nightmares that teach courage. We see that a full stop can sharpen the next start. We do not have that full stop, so we build many small stops. We design pods and corridors and lights and laws to make the stops work. Sometimes I wish I could borrow your stop for one night. I want to wake and feel the strange newness you describe. I am not sad that I cannot, but I am honest that I feel the pull. I promised you no heavy theory, so I will share a day from last week. I walked a river during my simple focus and wrote 3 notes for a new park. The first note said, make a path where a stroller wheel rolls without bumps. The second note said, place water taps at a calm height for small hands. The third note said, set lights to rise slowly over 10 breaths. I met a boy who asked why the park has no shadows at noon. I told him the lights and the trees even out the sun so a person in soft focus does not trip. He nodded and said that was kind. He asked if people in my city ever worry about the dark. I said we do not fear the dark because the dark is not a command here. It is a choice we make to rest the eyes and the streets. I think of that boy when I read about your nights. I imagine the way your city listens while you sleep. I imagine the way your morning answers with small sounds. Your world has a rhythm that mine does not, and that rhythm is beautiful. I do not want to copy it, and I do want to learn from it. My team borrows your idea of a morning by setting a small ceremony at a shared hour. We ring a soft chime on each shift when it begins. The chime says, start with care and end with care. A chime is not a night, but it is a promise that time can hold us. Some people ask if crime grows in a world that never sleeps. The answer is complex and honest. We have crime that tries to hide in crowds at odd hours. We answer with lighting that records color and shape without hurting privacy. We answer with patrols who walk rather than rush. We answer with neighbors who know their own phases and watch the edges of their blocks. A person in soft focus can still notice harm if the street is gentle and clear. This works because we treat safety as a steady practice, rather than a nightly alarm. I have a friend who runs a cafe that opens when most people enter soft focus. She serves soup and bread and quiet music. She laughs when tourists ask for bright lights and loud songs. She tells them that this hour is for kind food and soft voices. The cafe keeps a jar for notes people write to themselves. They write one sentence to hold until their clear window returns. The jar is full at the end of each shift, and people come back to claim their own lines. I love that jar because it shows how we trust the future mind. We do not demand brilliance from every minute. We plant small seeds the next phase can grow. In this way, a world without sleep still rests and still learns. I know some of this may sound unusual to you. I know some of this may sound simple. I hope it gives you a clean picture to hold as you listen to me from your side. I want you to know that I am grateful for your letters. They help me see what my city cannot show me. They remind me that a full stop can be a kind gift. They remind me that people can close their eyes and trust the world to keep breathing. That trust is not weak, and it is a brave act. I told that to a council last week when we planned the new river path. I told them that we should build more benches that face the slow water. I told them that people need places where doing nothing is still a good use of time. The motion passed and I was glad. We sometimes chase output like a prize, and we forget that rest without sleep still matters. I carry that thought now as I move toward the end of this letter. I have one more confession for you. After the class 1 told you about, I tried a safe downstate with medical staff and a short time limit. The team watched me and kept me steady. I felt my mind fall quiet in a new way. I did not dream in the way you do. I saw a picture of my street at dawn and a cup of tea on a low wall. I felt a strong calm that started in my chest and moved to my hands. I woke with tears on my face and a clear head. I cannot claim that I now understand your sleep. I can say that I respect it even more. I can say that I will go back to the class and learn how to hold clear images with care. I thank you for the courage of your letters that told me why a full stop matters. I thank you for the honesty that does not hide fear or confusion. I thank you for the simple words that let me feel close to you. If I could meet you by the river, I would share bread and tea and a quiet walk. I would ask you to tell me about the last dream that helped you act with care. I would tell you about the last clear window that helped me make a better street. I would ask if you think our worlds might teach each other without harm. I believe the answer is yes. I will end this letter with a promise. I will write again and share how the park opens and how the children use the new path. I will send a map of the blue quiet routes and a list of calm foods. I will tell you when I sit in a pod and hold the picture of the lantern once more. From your side, keep telling me what your sleep gives you. From my side, I will keep showing you what wakefulness can hold. With that, I offer you my steady attention and my simple trust. From your friend who lives in the world beside yours, I sign this with care and with gratitude. Thank you for listening to my letter until the end. Please like this video if it gave you a clear and calm picture. Please subscribe to the channel so you can hear the next letter when it arrives. Please leave a comment and tell me what part of this world you want to visit next. If you would like to support the channel, please use the QR code in the lower right or the link in the description. In the description, you will also find links to other works from very different series. I will say goodbye for now, and I hope you will join me for the next story soon.